Alright, what's going on, beautiful people? Hopefully my dog doesn't start barking because he's acting a little crazy right now. But what's going on, beautiful people? I know I already said it, but we're going to start this over again. For today's video, I wanted to try this new segment that I've been thinking about starting. It's basically story times, but it's me retelling the awkward trans experiences that I've been through, right? So today, we're gonna open it up with one of the most, I would say one of the most impactful ones to my entire transition journey at a young age. And that is when I went to the Boys and Girls Club. And just my entire journey being at the Boys and Girls Club, just want to say Boys and Girls Club is a phenomenal resource for young kids to, reach out, make connections, make friends, experience and try new activities and things of that sort. I couldn't say enough about the Boys and Girls Club. It's a great place. Nevertheless, like all or most experiences, I had my ups and downs, and a lot of my downs revolved around my entire transition. So, starting off, I probably want to say I went to the Boys and Girls Club for like a good 5 years or so. I wasn't able to go anymore because of some family issues. That was during the time of my mother's divorce. So, and my stepfather would be the one to like bring me to the Boys and Girls Club. So he wasn't bringing me anymore. So that's kind of the way how I departed from the Boys and Girls Club. Anyways, so when you go to the Boys and Girls Club, the first thing you do is put like your little ID card on the scanner, and then you can go through, and people at the front desk, they'll say what's up to you. Usually I had one of my coaches, because I used to play basketball there. I had one of my coaches, he would say what's up, Bullet, because that was my nickname. So when I'm over here doing using my ID card, it would say my birth name, right? My birth name, my date of birth, and whatever my numbers were or whatever. So basically, I was a clown. I just want to say, I was the inventor of this little trend. I started that. Trans people started that. I'm not even gonna go into it. But we started that because every day when after school, when we got dropped off at the Boys and Girls Club, I was like this, walking in, holding the door, making sure everybody goes in before me, because I don't want. Because I feel like it used to say your name, like when you scanned your name and said it. I feel like that was the case. I don't remember, but I swear it was. So I had everyone going for me, got the little scanner, and I'm like this. Keep it pushing. I'd be like, keep it pushing. You don't have your card, you would have to like write your name or whatever on the little like a sign-in sheet, and then you'd have to sit down and wait 15 minutes, right? And then they would call you to do whatever you want in the Boys and Girls Club. And I don't know why I'd forget, like I'd lose my card, I'd forget it, misplace it, and then I would dread the whole 15 minutes of me entering the Boys and Girls Club. Like, we're talking, I go up there, I'm like, I forgot my card. They're like, all right, then you have to write your name down right there. I write my name, it's my birth name. I go sit down, and I'm like, and then they call my name, and I got these other people next to me waiting too. And when they say my name, and then they look at me, I'm just like, yup, that's me. And then I keep it pushing. So you're not allowed to wear any hats or hoodies in the Boys and Girls Club because, well, for numerous reasons. And I never wanted to get in anything at the Boys and Girls Club. You know, I'm very obedient to the thing, like to rules and regulations and all that. Excuse me. So I would take off my hat or my hoodie, and under my hat and hoodie every day, could you not, it was like the messiest, unhealthiest bun or ponytail or braids that needed to be taken out like 2 weeks ago or something type of deal. So it was rough. It was rough. Yikes. A lot of people knew me as, or they referred to me as a stud or a dyke, a tomboy, lesbian. So like those were the terminologies, the terms or whatever that were always floating around and about when, you know, someone was referring to me. My coach, I had played on the girls basketball team. The girls basketball team was made up of a lot of different characters. You know, you had your typical too pretty for this, loud one, the funny one, an emo one, not really emo, but like a hood version of emo. And then you had me, the tomboy, lesbian, dyke, stud mix. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they gave us pink, what was it? Pink duffel bags, like I think it was Under Armour or something. And I was just like, great, I can't really pass with this huge pink duffel bag. The Boys and Girls Club gave me a lot of opportunities, a lot of great experiences, but it was always like those backhand compliment type of things. Not unintentionally, but like it was like, yeah, here's this, but it's gonna also expose this. Also, growing up in Boston, or I was experiencing a lot of this in the Boys and Girls Club, and that's the hood, that's the roast / flame / ad hominem culture, and that's basically where you could get in a disagreement with somebody, and the first thing that they're gonna attack you for are like characteristics, traits, or something completely unrelated to the situation. But as soon as they get some sort of attention on their side, they're immediately winning the battle, you know, the argument, the disagreement, or whatever. And that's something I experienced a lot because people saw me transitioning, not entirely passing, or people saw that as a vulnerability for me. So they would use that against me whenever something was to arise. And I've always been outspoken. So when people were to say something to me, I'm not going to back down. Like I said, this is the culture I grew up in. I lived in. So I came from a logical standpoint whenever I'm arguing or disagreeing, or, you know, the only thing that most people would give the most, respect for at the end of the day. And then obviously you have these hooligans, these clowns, people that are just coming for me, again, ad hominem, just in a way where they'd be like, oh, but you ain't even a boy, you trying to dress like one, or something like that. And, you know, at the moment, at the time, it was like, it hurt my feelings. I would think about it afterwards. I'd like have a vendetta against them and things like that. Or I'm known to hold grudges. Can't say much about that. I just feel really deeply about certain things, and at that moment, that was the thing. Obviously, because I didn't know what transgender was at the time, nor was I familiar with I didn't amass my feelings at that moment towards what I was really planning on doing in the future in terms of my identity. That I was still pretty young. I believe I don't even know when I started going to the Boys and Girls Club. I want to say maybe 10-ish, 10 to 14, 10 to 15, 10, maybe 9-ish or something. It's like that's like the age range that we're dealing with. So when people were coming for me, oh, you a girl trying to play basketball and be the dude of the team. Oh, you a confused lesbian, blah blah blah. Oh, you're just a dyke, this and that. I was just like, you ain't wrong. I mean, you wrong in some respect, but that's not the point. The point is, you over here shooting on my hoop when I'm trying to play basketball with my homies. So you know what I'm saying? So despite all that, the staff had always respected me. They knew who I was. They would always like I don't know if they were aware of transgenderism or anything like that, but they understood that I was not identifying like how others would be identifying at the time and age and stuff like that. So they always made me feel better. They always did leave a safe space for me. I remember when I had asked if I could use the boys' bathroom, it was a little bit of a hassle because similarly with my school, at my school when I had asked to use the boys' bathroom, they were like, oh, we can let you use the nurse's bathroom, we can let you use the staff bathroom, or there's like an extra bathroom where no one uses it or anything like that, so you can use those bathrooms. And I was just like, I think I nodded my head, but then like I was like, I ain't doing that. So I started going to the boys' bathroom like as I wanted. And at the Boys and Girls Club, it was like, I think they were a little more lenient to my case. You can not like the Boys and Girls Club is a dangerous place, but like you're gonna expect more resistance because there are more people that are unaware and not as like they're not like again, like it's a very sick toxic culture among I would believe like kids of color, where we immediately want to grab attention by degrading another person, and there's a lot of that culture going around in those spaces. And that's not just like with that Boys and Girls Club in particular, it's like obviously all over the place, globally and stuff like that. So that was just one of the things that they told me to like consider, and I was just like, okay. And I've been going through this before I even proposed this idea of me going to the boys' bathroom. So I went to the boys' bathroom, did as I please. I do know that like initially going to the boys' bathroom, it was a little awkward, more awkward than it was at my school, because there's more of a fear factor. You never know what can happen, and you have a whole different like, you have kids from like, I forget the ages, but like I want to say like maybe 8 years old to you encountering someone that's like in their 20s or that are like just working there and stuff like that. So it left a lot more space for harm and stuff like that, versus at school it's like, well, I'm referencing middle school because I transitioned really when I was in 7th grade. So we have like separate wings. So it was like the 7th grade wing, the 8th grade, 7th grade wing, this 8th grade wing, the 6th grade wing. So yeah, I mean, and I'm glad they even like were thinking of me in that way in terms of safety, because that is also important. A lot of people are afraid of the other end of the spectrum, the cis people, when they see transgender people going to the bathroom or assuming someone's transgender and they go to the bathroom. And I think it's also very important to even consider that trans person's feelings when they have to go use the bathroom that they choose to use for those exact reasons. And there's plenty of other reasons other than just the obvious physical harm that could be present. So in a nutshell, that was basically what I was dealing with. And don't get me wrong, I had a lot of friends that were backing me up, that knew me for years. I want to say my friends at the Boys and Girls Club, they have always been like my ride or die friends at the club, because they're my homies, you know? They understood me more than anyone else could. And I truly believe when you know someone before like a transition or anything like that, they understand it the most without even understanding. So those are the experiences I endured that was awkward, but very well. In my case, I believe it was very necessary for me to undergo, because it only enlightened me and helped me understood other perspectives, and also expose other inequities and issues that need to be dealt with in those respects. So, with all that being said, be mindful. Mindfulness is key. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media. And have a good day.